What's going on, everyone? Charles Gregory here with the legendary Trudy Haynes. 50 shows. 50 shows at PhillyCam. That's amazing in itself. What does that mean to you? Polka dot.
We'll take this one.
Of Howard University, Trudy is commencing her milestone 50 years in television show and celebrating her 97th birthday. Now therefore be resolved that Trudy is worthy of an expression of sincere gratitude. Congratulations for years of service to the Philadelphia community. Be it resolved that the 2nd Congressional District of Pennsylvania, Congressman Dwight Evans, yours truly, extends best wishes to Trudy in her future endeavors. Presented on 30th day.
Oh, he was on our side. Where would we be tonight? Yeah. We thank you for listening to us. Help us to remember when we can't, God can. And when we won't, God will. Amen. Amen. Give her a hand.
I'm outside of the Bonds Foundation, which I call the Bonds Museum. It's a gorgeous building. It's elegant. It's the kind of a building that you can go in and feel relaxed and meditate. It's also where you can see some of the world's most beautiful paintings. But right now, we're going to find out what the Bonds has to do with bikes. This is a very special day for your department,
Yes.
which is really bicycles. We're so glad to have you on board because we want to see people exercise more. Mm-hmm. Medical associations existing in this country, the National Medical Association, predominantly blacks, and the AMA, the American Medical Association, which is predominantly white. Years ago, our black members could not become members of the AMA. At this convention, the current president of the AMA was here, and I had a chance to talk to him. I want to welcome you, and the first thing I want to do is to apologize if I embarrass you for some questions that I have to ask you, because mainly of the subject of this convention.
My name is State Representative Emilio Vasquez from the 197th Legislative District.
They're talking about gerrymandering again, but
Yes.
not the state, it's the government. The federal government who's doing it now, right?
Well, actually, it went to federal court the way it was, and the federal government shot it down because the Republicans were the ones that wanted to do their mappings, and according to that, it would have given us less numbers in the House of Representatives.
All of us have heard about having a colonoscopy. I think I said that correctly because I'm scared of it. I don't like the idea at all, but my doc, Catherine Galuzzi here at PhillyCam, is going to ease my concern. Healthcare is, of course, very essential in our lives from day to day, but sometimes, or most times, or a lot of times, it is hindered by this ugly word of racism.
I have a question for Dr. Robinson. Could you please explain single payer and the other options and what the debate is about the two?
You know, you have these large insurance agencies like Blue Cross and stuff like that. They have the largest building in town. They're one of the highest employers, but yet they don't provide any direct medical services. They basically just do paperwork and control costs and things like that.
You know, what people don't understand is those that struggle with addiction, they judge themselves every second of every minute of every day. They don't need you to judge them. And then when I hear people in a crowd say, oh, someone died from an overdose, well, they chose to do it. I don't have any sympathy for them. And when I hear that, I don't get mad. I just realize that the world is so uneducated on what addiction is. And I was just speaking to the doctor before we got on the show, and I had said to him, what I try to let people understand is there is a huge difference between someone with a drug problem and someone who suffers from addiction. They are not the same thing.
You know what? One of the things that will make some of these things happen, even in education, would be if you get out and vote. And that's why it's so important for you to get out and vote in November. I know you agree with me, Giuseppe.
I couldn't agree more. I've always felt that education was the concrete and the tar to pave the road to equality. And I think that we're kind of lacking. I'm not from Pennsylvania or Philadelphia. I'm from New Jersey. But the disparity in what urban communities get in education vice what we see out in New Jersey suburbs, I think it's almost sickening and disgusting.
Put on a great show here at the World's Cafe. I don't know where they're going next, but they're in our hearts to keep forever. And I want to let them know that we appreciate their music. I mean, I got up and started dancing. A lot of these folks don't know how to do that, you know. Welcome to our living room, and thank you for letting us in your living room. We're sitting here talking about a very important subject, about voting, and we invite you to let's talk about it. I have some very interesting guests with me today, and I'd like to find out first about this lady who's knitting on the side of me. Terry, what are you doing, and who are you?
Performers that I've had the pleasure of being in show business with all have one thing in common: performing, singing, as the background singers do, making people happy.
That's true.
I sat with Frank and Sammy at a place called Rocky Lee's, and Frank was not in good health at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we were sitting there 4 o'clock in the morning, and Frank turned to me. Sammy was talking about Liza, about something, and Frank turned to me and said, you know, I'm not at the top of my game. He said, but when I stop performing, he says, it's all over for me, man.
True. That's true.
And that's what happened, man.
Do I look like I should be at the auto show right here in Philadelphia at the convention center? Dig the outfit, but dig the cars. Where would you drive this car?
I have clients that drive this car in the Philadelphia, Delaware Valley area.
Really?
So yes.
We're going to pass one of these on the road?
You might see one on the Schuylkill Expressway or I-95.
If you can catch it.
If you can catch it, yeah.
Your department, which is really bicycle.
So yeah. So we had a very good collaboration with the Mars Foundation.
Shout out to Trudy Haynes. You're awesome. Happy birthday. Congratulations to more years to come.
We love you, Trudy. PhillyCam loves you. Happy birthday.
Hey, congratulations, Trudy. 92 years young. You've been an inspiration to so many. We love you. We want you to celebrate as many more birthdays as you decide you want to celebrate. We're going to have fun tonight in honor of you. Congratulations. Happy birthday. We love you.
Happy birthday, Miss Trudy. May your wishes and all your blessings come true.
Happy birthday, Trudy, and many, many more.
Happy birthday, Miss Trudy. We love you.
Hello, happy birthday, Miss Trudy. Many more.
Back in love again, Miss Trudy. There's nothing like the second go round, the third go round, but 92 times. God bless you. Enjoy.
Hey, this is PhillyCam, Sherry Lee. Happy birthday, Miss Trudy Haynes. And congratulations.
Happy birthday, Trudy. And I hope you have another fabulous 92 years ahead of you.
Happy birthday, Trudy. This is your pastor, Apostle Jimmy Ellis.
You're a wonderful person. I love you.
Behind the scenes.
Happy birthday, Miss Trudy.
Oh my God.
Did you say happy birthday?
Happy birthday, bye.
Happy birthday, Miss Trudy, from all of us at PhillyCam.
Happy birthday to Trudy Haynes. I hope she has many, many more.
Hey, happy birthday to you, Miss Trudy. This is James Ward from CBS 3 News Photographer. Thank you for paving the way for all of us out here. And keep doing what you're doing and just showing us how to be true professionals and enjoy the job that we're doing in this industry. So once again, happy birthday.
Congratulations on your 50th show. Happy birthday, Miss Trudy.
Happy birthday, Miss Trudy. It's an absolute pleasure to direct your show 50-50 all day long. Charles Gregory, we love you, but I'm getting to work right now.
Thank you so much, and it gives me such pleasure to welcome you here this evening for this very special taping of the 50th Trudy Haynes show here at PhillyCam. Trudy Haynes wanted to make sure that all of you left here this evening and knew where you had been this evening, and I really appreciate that for you. You have always been a huge supporter of public access in PhillyCam, and we would not be here if it were not for your early efforts as part of the fight for public access. So it's wonderful to celebrate you. Happy birthday, and we love having you here at PhillyCam. And I'm going to turn things over now to Earl Shorty to talk about the Trudy Haynes Legacy Campaign. Come on, Shorty, you're going to be good.
All right, folks. I'm going to make this real quick. You probably have seen this or heard about it a little bit. What the Trudy Haynes Legacy Campaign is all about is a bunch of us called the Friends of Trudy. We want to get Miss Trudy her props. So our campaign is 3 points. 1, to make sure that everyone knows her name. 2, to send her out on a tour that she deserves. Everyone else gets a tour, so Miss Trudy should get a tour too. And 3, we want to seal her legacy forever. Miss Trudy, she doesn't care about any of that stuff. Miss Trudy just wants to keep doing what she does. She is here at PhillyCam. She's been here for 50 shows now. She grabs her little camera, she grabs her microphone, and she does her thing, because she still can do it. And if you still love to do something, and you want to do something, you should be able to do that thing. We, however, we want to make sure everybody knows her name. Because the truth is, outside of the Philadelphia market, they don't know who Trudy Haynes is. Trudy Haynes is the Jackie Robinson of this microphone. And no one knows it. So we're on a mission to make sure they all know her name.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Gertrude Daniels Haynes Pender. Yeah, I did that.
I once said, if anyone calls me Gertrude, I wasn't going, hey, come on down here. If they call me Gertrude, I wasn't going to answer. Because can't you see me saying, this is tonight, and Gertie signing off? Oh, I couldn't stand that. That's where Trudy Haynes started coming in life. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a pleasure to be here to say that to you, because you have supported me many years. Most of you here have known me for many years, and I appreciate your coming tonight. You weren't going to come. Thank you for coming. And I appreciate your coming, and I really appreciate something like this, which is sort of like feeling like I have a family. Being an only person, being an only child, I need you. And you have given me that warmth and that support throughout the years, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And the reason I did that introduction is there's a very specific reason. Because Trudy Haynes, everybody knows. But Gertrude Pender, which is her current married name, everybody's like, well, who is that? And it's like, Miss Trudy, they don't know the story, so we want to tell the story. So I start out, she was born in Harlem, New York, one of the two communities that's known worldwide. The other is Hollywood. Harlem and Hollywood are known worldwide. Trudy was born in Harlem in 1926. That seems like an eternity ago, but it wasn't that many years. It's under 100. She just celebrated her 92nd birthday a week ago, well, on November 23rd. And it is just fabulous. In Earl's introduction, he talked about we want to know her. So I often say, and I'm going to make this quick because we're going to get to the legacy campaign. She started in radio about the time I was born in the middle 50s. And she worked as an on-air personality for the first Black-owned, African-American-owned radio station north of the Mason-Dixon line. If you don't know the Mason-Dixon line, Google it. And in 1963, she met a gentleman who said—
John Pivel.
John Pivel was his name, who said, I'm looking for a weather girl. And Miss Trudy says, okay, I can do that. And remember, she's the DJ on the Black-owned radio station. She says, oh yeah, I can do that. So he said, come in and we're gonna do a quick interview. She called a friend of hers, and a friend said, you gotta know geography, Trudy. So you gotta, at the time it was like point to this or point to that. And so she learned the geography, she interviewed, obviously she got the job. And then shortly thereafter, 2 years to be exact, in 1965, she got a call from KYW here in Philadelphia. She came from Detroit here, and here we are almost 50 years later. Yes, Lord. Thank you. So I just want to say thank you, Miss Trudy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now,
this show is only 30 minutes long, so you.
Oh, okay. Now let's get back to tomorrow. The Trudy Haynes Legacy Campaign has launched now, and as Earl Shorty said, they will know her name. There's an interesting Wikipedia page that's already out, and the tour is starting now. We were in Washington, D.C. a year ago, and Miss Trudy was astounded that A, those people wanted her, and B, it was like, but they don't, Miss Trudy, they will know your name, honey. They will know that you laid the foundation and the groundwork for many of the current successful, specifically Black women, but women in general and minorities or Black women specifically. You've had an excellent career, as noted by us celebrating your 50 shows here at PhillyCam, and we do want to thank you. I'm sitting here at PhillyCam, she recently got an award, and this is the President's Award for Television for Trudy Haynes. And that award was done a few months ago, and she's still doing it. The other side, beside Miss Trudy, is an Emmy Award. She's an Emmy Award-winning broadcast journalist. And darling, I've been working with you now for a little over 5 years. It has been a humongous pleasure to be associated with you.
Kind of bossy though, huh?
We ain't gonna deal with that. Kind of bossy. Now,
no, I am.
I know. Like I said, kinda ain't the word. That's a nice adjective, Miss Trudy. Anyway, so one of the things that we want to do now, does anyone have any particular questions that you might like to ask Miss Trudy? I know some people in here got mouths bigger than mine. So, if you want a question, I got a microphone. Okay.
I don't really have a question, but what I want to do is take this opportunity to publicly thank Miss Trudy. We met, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, at a little network called NASCA Network.
Talking.
And I want to thank you for all your support and for believing in, my talents and having the opportunity to work with you. As you should always say, to be smile page. And to Jerome's point, Miss Trudy will let you know when you're not doing it the right way, and it's love and wanting to see the excellence that she believes in you,
come to fruition. So thank you.
And
I love
thank
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Lord, here it comes.
Miss Trudy, I don't usually call you Miss Trudy, but I guess tonight I feel like I should. It's been really a fun ride with you over 5 years that Dr. Gibbons brought you into my life. I felt like I knew you my whole life from watching you on television growing up, and inspired me to love journalism. I have to say, I studied it in college, and not that it got me anywhere except an intern with you, and that was good enough. It's been really amazing. And I'm really looking forward to the Legacy campaign, and I thank you for having me on my team and calling me George Papalakabis, your intern. But I have to go to jail for 2 weeks.
I do want to say thank you to some very special people who are here. This young lady sitting in front of me is responsible for this painting, I guess, not a painting, but
Portrait.
Portrait. And I'd like you to stand up because that's beautiful artwork. I've never had anything like this, and I appreciate it. That's a lifetime event.
Laurie, why don't you sit beside Miss Trudy? Laurie, why don't you sit beside Miss Trudy?
Come on.
Just for a second.
Come on, baby.
Go ahead.
Right up here.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And I'd like to say hello to several people who are here that have been here for my many years. My doc, Catherine Galuzzi, and the man who made it possible for this young lady to do the portrait, Sattel, stand up there, Mr. Steve Sattel. And my team, will all my team stand up? Shirley back there, and Mary Jude, and Lynette, and Julia, these are Tyrone. These are all people who, through the years, have taken my nonsense. And Paige, yes. Okay. I mean, these are people who really, I've been a pain in the ass. And these are people who put up with me because I like things done in a certain way, and it's my look. If you're gonna do me, then do what I do, and do it my way. And they've been able to put up with me to do that, but I'm gonna have to come off of it a little bit for this legacy, because they have things that they want me to do and I need to do, but most of all, I need to get out there and encourage young people to take a part in this world by giving back. And that's the most important thing that I can say to young people. Get your education and do what you have to do. And really, don't give up. Try it. At least try it. It's like you can't win if you don't play. So this is the game. Tyrone Reed, and I thank all of you. Vonda and Shamaya here, who are on my team. They're sitting next to Tyrone. And there's so many people here. Ann, Bobby Booker, Anne Marie. Get up there, baby. Anne Marie is allied. Yeah. Charlene Horn. Come up here, Charlene. Make room for Charlene Horn. Because I want you to know who she is. She's the first black director in Philadelphia of TV. First TV black director. She was my protege when she came in, and she's still there, and I ain't.
Trudy was my first mentor, and I went everywhere with her. If you see all these pictures around, I was probably, somewhere on the side, just because I was there. And how many people get to say when I talk about, just my journey with Trudy, Trudy Haynes, it was amazing. If there was a play, we were at the play, and we were talking to the stars of the play. If there was a concert, we were at the concert, we were talking to whoever the concert. She knew all the celebrities. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So we go interview Diana Ross, and my hero, she says, she was my hero. So we go and we knock on the door. Diana Ross had 2 shows that night. She finished one, and we go to her dressing room. And Diana Ross opens the door, and I'm just saying, oh, she says, Trudy! And at that moment, I forgot who I was more in awe of. I was like, I'm Diana Ross is here, and Trudy said, I'm like, who are you? Right?
We want to do a quick Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Trudy. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. And with that, there's some desserts out there. You ain't got to go home, but as they say, you got to get out of here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
With our Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists, I'd like to see a scholarship in her name.
50 shows. I just have to know. What does that mean to you?
I did it my way.
Hold on, let's wish her a happy, do a shout out for her first.
Miss Trudy, I just wanted to say happy birthday. Happy birthday. And I'm really late, but I wanted to stop by and just show you some love. All right.
Let's do this.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Miss Trudy. How you doing, love?
Oh my God!
I'm sorry I'm so late. I had
Oh,
to work late, but I wanted to come over and tell you happy
Oh,
birthday.
baby, thank you.
I wanted to come
You look
over.
So pretty.
So do you. I see your tiara. It's
yes.
beautiful. Hi, how are you?
Okay, thank you for coming. We had a lovely time.
I know. I'm sorry. I rushed. I came anyway. Yes.
Did you drive?
Yes, I did.
Be careful going.
Thank you. I wanted to show you some love. Happy birthday.
Let's take a picture.
Yes.
Please.
All right. Oh, picture? All right. You ready? Hold on.